The Texas heat had returned with a vengeance. It clung to the air like thick syrup, settling on every surface in Medford, including the Coopers' modest backyard. The wedding was over, the vows spoken, the rings exchanged. Georgie and Mandy were married, officially. And yet, a strange air of suspense lingered, like the last chapter hadn't quite been written yet. Mandy, now a Cooper by law if not yet fully in heart, stood on the porch of their small home, rocking baby Cease gently as Georgie loaded leftover wedding supplies into the garage. They had done it. They'd made the best of a complicated situation. They were a family. But a storm was coming, and it wasn't in the sky. It started with a phone call. "Georgie, you got a second?" Mary's voice was tight with something, hesitation, worry. "Yeah, Mama. What's up?" "I just got off the phone with someone. Her name's Dr. Vivian Walsh. Says she's from Houston. She asked for you." Georgie frowned. "I don't know any Vivian Walsh." "She says you met her at a training seminar last year." Georgie blinked. "I barely remember that thing." "Wait, was that the one at the Ramada in Houston?" Mary's voice went cold. "I don't know what you were doing at the Ramada, but this woman said she needs to speak with you. Urgently." Dr. Vivian Walsh was not the type of woman you expected to walk into a small town like Medford. She was sharp, every line of her navy pantsuit perfectly pressed, her dark curls tied in a tight bun, and eyes that missed nothing. She arrived at the Coopers' front door on a Wednesday. Georgie opened the door, cringing. "Dr. Walsh." She nodded curtly. "Mr. Cooper, may I come in?" Mandy appeared behind him, Cease on her hip, eyebrow raised. "Who's this?" Vivian's eyes swept over Mandy, then the baby, then back to Georgie. "I'm sorry to intrude. This won't take long." They sat in awkward silence in the living room. Georgie avoided Mandy's gaze. Mandy didn't blink. Vivian finally spoke. "I debated whether to come, but I believe in full disclosure, especially when a child is involved." "Child?" Mandy's voice sharpened. Vivian folded her hands. "I have a daughter. Her name is Olivia. She's 5 months old." Georgie paled. "Wait, are you saying?" Vivian nodded. "She's yours, Georgie." The air was sucked out of the room. Mandy didn't move. Cease fussed. Georgie stood up slowly, as though the floor might give way. "That's not possible," he said, shaking his head. We only talked." "We did more than talk," Vivian said coolly. "It was one night. You had just been promoted at the tire store. You said you were celebrating." Mandy's face turned to stone. "So while I was at home, pregnant, you were off celebrating with her." "It wasn't like that." Georgie's voice cracked. "I didn't even know." Vivian stood. "I'm not here to cause drama. I just thought you should know. Olivia deserves to know where she came from. That's all." She handed Georgie a photo. A baby girl, dark curls already forming, cheeks round and eyes wide. Something in the tilt of her smile looked familiar. "I'll go," Vivian said. "I've told you what I came to say." She walked out without waiting for a reply. That night, silence wrapped around the house like a shroud. Mandy put Cease to bed without a word. Georgie sat on the couch, the photo of Olivia in his lap. When Mandy finally came out, her arms were crossed, and her voice was ice. "I thought we were starting over." "We are." "I didn't know about her, Mandy." "I swear." "But you did it," she snapped. "You still did it, even if you didn't know the consequences." He looked up at her. "You think I don't regret it? I was scared. You were pushing me away. I didn't know if we'd make it. It was one mistake. One that showed up with a baby." Mandy stared at the wall for a long moment. What happens now? Georgie exhaled. I don't know. In the days that followed, Medford buzzed with quiet rumors. Vivian didn't leave town. She got a short-term rental near the hospital and took a job at a local clinic. Word spread fast. There was a new doctor in town, and she had a connection to the Coopers. She didn't try to push into Georgie's life, but she didn't disappear either. She showed up at the grocery store, at the park where Mandy took Cease, even at church. Mandy hated how calm she was, how composed, and yet she couldn't deny that Olivia was innocent in all this. One afternoon, Georgie found Mandy sitting with Olivia in the clinic waiting room. I thought I'd meet her, Mandy said, not looking at him. See what kind of future you've made without me. Georgie sat beside her. She's not my future. You are. Cece is. She's a part of you now, Mandy said quietly. And that means she's part of this marriage too. The season's final scene unfolds at a family dinner. Vivian has been invited. For Olivia's sake, Mary insisted. The Coopers are tense but trying. Missy makes a joke to lighten the mood. Connie eyes Vivian,